two guys to me that are also the jokers of the draft are Derek Stingley from LSU and Kayvon Thibodeaux, where there's a group of people that think they're a top 10 pick, and I would say most of the league does not think Kayvon Thibodeaux is. Derek Stingley is the guy we talked about from LSU who was great 2 years ago, but it's gotten worse ever since. And there's a lot of talk about them going to the top 10, which could be another curveball in this draft. And that's where, to me, are the storylines that I'm very interested in that first hour of the draft.
Kayvon Thibodeaux has the potential to benefit from sort of the Michael Thomas effect, where you slide and it gives you, and Tom Brady to a certain extent, but he's not going to fall like Tom Brady did, but that indignity of not being drafted as high as you would like to be drafted lights a fire under your ass that forces you to spend every waking moment proving everyone wrong, and it lasts for your entire career. That could be the best thing that happens to him, because that would address the concerns that are fueling a potential slide. The higher he gets drafted, the less that potential inferno rages within him and carries him to tremendous heights. And I think that's one of the factors we overlook when it comes to the draft. Guys who do get humbled by the process can end up becoming much better players because they enter their career not with a sense of entitlement, but with a sense of raw determination that every day, every minute, every rep, every practice, everything, every meeting, it's about proving everyone wrong, and you sink your teeth into that and you never let it go.
Yeah, no, hopefully that's what happens. Yes, I mean, again, I feel bad for him in a lot of ways because he got propped up as just this number one pick all year, and that's not going to happen. There's no way. There's no way he's going to go in the top 5, in my opinion. There's no way he'll be one of the 3 first pass rushers off the board. That's just the real. He is not in the class of Aiden Hutchinson, Trayvon Walker, or Jermaine Johnson from Florida State. Those will be the 3 guys. I'm very confident in that fact. But yeah, Hutchinson. Hey, it's the team I do is Seattle at 9. I look at them. Would they be interested in Kayvon Thibodeaux or Derek Stingley from LSU? Going to be interesting there altogether. But yeah, we're talking about a really good player. I just think it was a little overhyped as far as when he was talked about being drafted. And Mike, I most teams, and I got a lot of friends around the NFL. I mean, a lot of teams I talk to, nobody's got him in the top 3 or 4 pass rushers. So I expect him to be there for your Minnesota Vikings at 12. Maybe he falls even farther than that, but there's a chance you guys could get him and pair him with Danielle Hunter, and that could be pretty damn good.
Well, they do have Zadarius Smith, but that's a 1 year. Let's see if his back can hold together. It's not a long-term play by any means. If Trayvon Walker is the Jaguars' first pick, I think the easiest dart to throw in round 1 at the top of the draft is Aiden Hutchinson to the Lions, because you want people to show up
no doubt
for your games.
Right.
And there is a business component to this.
Yeah.
So if all things are relatively equal between Aiden Hutchinson and whoever else they would take, Hutchinson's got the built-in local fan base. You get more people excited. There's a buzz that develops. We're keeping Aiden Hutchinson here in Michigan. That I think goes a long way toward making that a no-brainer pick for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I would agree with that logic too. He seemed like he'd fit that Dan Campbell mantra, tough, does all things really well. He's a hell of a freaking football player. So for them to get him at number 2 would be unbelievable. I mean, him or Trayvon Walker. Walker's a little bit more of a projection, but I think both are phenomenal, game-changing, defensive-changing type of talents. Hutchinson, for the reasons you talked about, he's got a cult following up there coming out of Michigan wearing number 97. So that is going to put butts in the seats and to be interesting. It really will be. But, yeah, with the Jaguars going maybe tackle that first pick, that can certainly change some things around in this top 10.
So you mentioned Thibodeaux, a guy who could potentially slide. Derek Stingley as well. Anybody else that you got your eyes on that may end up sitting around waiting longer than expected?
Well, not that, but to me, here's another one I look at. Jameson Williams, right? I mean, I got him going 10 to the Jets. Is he going to – I mean, if Atlanta doesn't go quarterback at 8, would they think Jameson Williams? I'd be scared of that if I'm the Jets. Jameson Williams is a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. He's every bit as good as Devontae Smith was last year, except he just had an ACL tear in the national championship game. So he is the best receiver. Teams, again, most of the teams I talk to, almost everybody has him as the number 1 guy. Almost everybody. So that's where I go, where does that happen? What happens with him? Because I think he is by far the guy that could be the biggest superstar in the draft, but it is the ACL, and how long can you wait, or how long will he stay on the board? I think that's another interesting one just to see kind of how that plays out.
I was talking to somebody yesterday. He's got a level of speed that comes around once every 5 to 7 years.
It's rare.
And if you're comfortable with the ACL,
yeah, you should be.
Why hesitate? If you're the Jets, you got 4 and you got 10.
Go.
That's why if you're the Jets and this is the guy you want. Now, again, I still continue to be concerned the Jets spend too much time building from the outside in, not the inside out. But if you need a target to help diversify the performance of Zach Wilson and boost that pick, which GM Joe Douglas recently said on the Michael Kay show, he's 100% sure that there's greatness in the future of Zach Wilson. If that's the kind of guy you need and you're confident in the knee, don't play games. Take him at 4. Take him and run. I would do that because you're going to get jumped before you can get him at number 10.
I would be scared. That would be something that certainly would be, crossing my mind. And I agree with your logic. First off, it's not about how good is he going to be the first 4 or 5 games, right? I mean, it's really the long play. It's like it's year 2. We want him and Zach Wilson to just take off and just take over. And they're not desperate. They got Corey Davis. They got Elijah Moore they drafted in the 2nd round last year. They got some other guys. Braxton Berrios did a good job for them last year as well. So they're not like desperate at receiver to where they need him day 1. To me, that's the guy that, you got a future with where you go, ooh, wow. And yes, that's going to be something that I'll certainly have my eye on there. It's just Jameson Williams. Where does he last? How long does he last? He's definitely one of those guys that can change things around in this top 10.
I think he's going to go higher than 10. He's going to go in the top 10 and not number 10. It's just a question of where and whether or not the Jets just say, the hell with it. We want this guy. We take this guy. We're not going to screw around. If he works out, who cares if you took him at 4 instead of 10?
Yeah.
And that's what it comes down to.
Well, yeah.
You got a coin flip on all these guys.
Right.
Friendly reminder, before we get too caught up in the hype of draft week, it's a coin flip proposition. If you think that you've got a coin that you know is going to land heads and you want it to land heads, don't mess around. Go get it.
Here's the one question I'll raise to you. What if you also got that, same thing you're talking about on Sauce Gardner, right? And you're going, wait, or maybe a pass rusher they like here. Maybe they like the kid from Florida State. That to me is their 3 needs. So what if you do got that same type of grade on Sauce Gardner, like you're talking about Jameson Williams, where you go, man, we love this guy. This is the guy. That's where, you're going to have to make your money. And hopefully your research and how the board might fall and all of that really can match up to maybe where you can take that calculated chance.
And it's not just that. It's who else is there.
Yeah, right.
If I don't get Sauce Gardner, who else is there?
Who am I going?
That I would take. Yeah. Right. And then I can fill both needs, but who's more easily replaceable?
Yes.
If I don't take that guy now,
right?
That's the real question.
Yep.
And it's the blessing and the curse of having 2 picks in the top 10. The Jets are going to have to figure out which position to prioritize with 4 and which one to be patient with at 10.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.